Thanks EditorX for sponsoring this video. Let's jump into it. I'm in a blank canvas on EditorX right now, and I'm gonna create this design. I did this design in Illustrator real quick. I'll quickly show you. So this is what I came up with. It's like a simple fashion, for high-end sort of classic looks, and Photoshop some models and stuff like that. We've got some grids going on here, and then just a basic grid store there for some like looksies at the fashion. And just a footer down the bottom there. So keeping it really simple, minimal, and I want to create this and jump into Editor X. So the first up, what we want to do is add our logo. So I've got my header here. I'm going to double click, change the vector out of this. I'm going to go to upload media, and I need to actually upload the files. So I've got a couple files here, the logo files, and then the cart icon in case I need that. So we've got the classic fit, double click that, and boom, we've got our logo just like that. The menu, I can delete that real quick. And I think we are looking good. So let's start off by creating these images here and this section here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna click on the section, and you can see the little, on the top left, it says apply grid. I'm gonna click apply grid, and we wanna have a 2x1 grid. I'm gonna click apply, and now you can see we've actually got two of those. Two little sections. Now what I'm going to do is actually adjust the height to 1200 pixels. On the side you can see we're in the layout, and I'm typing 1200 and pressing enter to get that look there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to click plus, and I'm going to drag and drop an image into each of these sides. I'm going to scale it up, and I will drop another image on the other side just like that, scale it up. Now I've got to change the image. I also got to upload my images that I created. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to double click on the model that I want. For that side, we're going to actually select the other model. And for this image, I'm going to select this one. Boom, just like that, we've got our two models. Now what I actually want to do is I actually want to add a border. So I'm going to click on the side, on the inspector, and click design, and go down to the border. And I'm going to add a 1 pixel, and then we're going to go black for this design here. I'm going to do the same for the other side as well. 1 pixel and black, not 10, just 1. And we can see we've got this nice little black line border, just really simple and minimal. Beautiful. Now, what I'm going to do now is create our next section, but also we can see how our nav bar is actually, it's still on top. I basically want to delete that. I just want to move the logo out of there, and I'm going to delete the header like that. And then I'm going to scale the logo like this, about 50 pixels from the top, the left and the top there. I think that works really well. And boom. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to click a plus on this section, and we can do a grid, or we can do a layouter. We can see in our design we have a simple, you can see in our design we have sort of a 1 and a 2 grid section there. So that is our custom grid. So we can actually select the layouter for that, and then we can select the rows, as you can see there. And the number of items, I'm going to put 2 and click add. And now you can see we've got 2 rows. Now what I'm going to do is add that border that we added before. I'm just going to go and add the black border there, as we can see that. I should be able to add it to individual objects as well. So you can see inside the row, we can add that as well. Make sure you select the border section and black. Background. We can go ahead and adjust also the layout. There's a bit of a padding there. I'm going to turn the padding to 0 pixels. So you can see it closes that little gap, as you can see there. So in the display section on the right, we've got full control on the margins there. So that's what we have. I'm going to change the background to actually white for both of these 2 rows like this. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag and drop a title inside there. As I'm going to double click and copy the text. I'm going to center this text. Now for this font, I need to upload my own fonts. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and upload my fonts that I have. Boom. Once that's done, I can click done, and then I can search it. Type in B on my keyboard, and then it should pop up. And I'll click that. You can see you've got our font there. And for this, our size, we had 92 pixels. which is probably a little too big. Being mini, but sweet for this font. It looks pretty good. Now what I can do is just drag out the sides just to make sure that it fits really good. And we can see how we go to mobile view and it's starting to actually, it's actually responsive there, which is really good. Cool. Beautiful, it's looking good. Might make the logo a tiny bit bigger. And I'm pretty happy with this. Cool, now what I'm gonna do from this point is actually add a grid because we need to have 2 boxes here to get this stroke in the middle. So I'm gonna click apply grid and I'm gonna apply the 2x1 grid like that. Beautiful. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drag and drop a container inside here and click plus. Now I'm just gonna turn the border of the actual outer layer of that row and leave it on the container. I'm gonna copy and paste that container and drag and drop it to the other side. I'm gonna fully stretch it out there. Boom. Now what I'm gonna do is just duplicate the text here and copy the text that we had on the design and drop it to about 65 pixels. I'm just gonna click off it and back on and just scale it down like that. Copy it, hold shift, and so we can align it to the center and client now available. Beautiful. So that's looking good. We've got everything sorted and I'm just gonna, all right, so once you're happy with it, what I'm gonna do is add a shop. So I'm gonna click plus and I'm gonna go down to store. Now for a Wix store, you have to add an online store, you got to click add to site and it's gonna load in the store settings and the products. And then all we have to do is just change the price, add our photos and maybe change the layout a little bit. Boom, and just like that, we have our store now. And you can see it adds it on its own page in the shop page. As you can see, obviously we've got our home page, which is what we were working on before. But we've got the store pages, so you've got like product page. You've got a shop, which is like the main shop. And you've got some other parts of that. Now I'm gonna go to my home page. And what I'm going to do is click on the plus button. And you can see we've got a few options here of like a product gallery, the add to cart and the shopping cart. So I'm just going to drag and drop the shopping cart up the top right corner. Scale it up because that's to show the people's cart. And I'm going to click on settings. Now you can adjust it. So I prefer to have like this little icon here, like the cart icon. Now I'm just going to go ahead and make it black because that's what the color I want. Just scale it down a little bit. Just keep it very simple and minimal. I think everything else looks fine. You can, play around with these settings, but for me, I'm just going to leave it like that. I can click manage business. And it's going to take you to the back end where you can add the payments and all that stuff for the cart. So obviously you have to do that. I'm just showing you a design tutorial on how to create the website, but you have to figure out all that stuff when it comes to the business and upgrading the account. Now, what I want to do is go back to the plus and I'm going to drag and drop the grid product gallery just below this section here. And it should load just like that. Now, before I should have done is just make a blank section. And then I'm going to add element and I'm going to do that inside there. Okay, beautiful. Just going to adjust the height of that. And got the shop here. All right, cool. So to edit our shop, I'm going to go and click on it and click manage products. Now, because I'm only going to be showing like 3 different looks here, outfits, I'm going to have to delete a lot of these. So, so what you do is just click on the little ticks. Click on the ticks here on the side. So I like how Editor X pre-fills it with products so you can just like learn and figure it out. And I'm going to click up the top. It will say delete on the little icon. It will ask you and I can just click delete like that. Beautiful. Now to edit a product, I'm going to left click on it. And you can see you can add multiple images, right? I'm just going to delete those. For this one, I'm going to replace that and click add images. You can also add videos, which is good as well. And I'm going to select the model, right, for the outfit, the look. And I'm going to call this look 1. And you can obviously like put description, but I'm not going to be showing the description. And what we want to do is go to the price here. So, you know, this is for hypothetical. We can do $5.99. If you want to put the cost of goods, you can do that as well. So, you know, maybe it's like 200. And you've got a whole bunch of options. Inventory, you can add a SKU, product options, etc. I'm going to click save. And we can see that. Now what I'm going to do is just do the same to the other ones. So we're going to have our cohesive look. Look 02. And this one. 299. Click save. And the last one. Look 03. Delete the images. Got this model here. There we go, 499. Click save. Boom. Now I'm gonna exit out of this window, and now let's see what happened. Boom, beautiful. So we've got our products in there, the price is there, the name is changed. Now we just need to actually design the rest of it and update it. So I'm gonna click the stretchy button, so it stretches it to the actual section. Now, if I go to the inspector, you won't find the design options there. You need to actually click on settings, and it's going to open the grid gallery. Now what I'm going to go down to is go down to design. Now in this, we're going to have to adjust a few things. So we've got, you know, paragraph text. You've got a whole bunch of different stuff. Now for the ribbon, for the bestseller, I don't want that color. I want more of the creamy color of the brand. So I'm going to double click. I'm going to get the hex code of this color, and I'm going to paste it. I'm going to click add color, paste it in there, and add. Boom, we got that. Excellent. So we've done that. I want to add a border, so I'm going to put the 1 pixel, as you can see there. And now we actually need to adjust the height as well. So I can scale up the divider. I can also click on the layout. So if I go to layout, I'm going to do minimum product length. I'm going to go 330 and see what that looks like. Alrighty. So I can probably bring it up. I'll see how it looks on mobile. It should be responsive. Yeah, there you go. Let's bump it up. Let's go like 450. Okay, boom. That's looking good. Number of products. It's just going to be 3. I'm going to get rid of the spacing between the rows. So you can see this white space. I don't like that. I'm going to put a 0 on that. Space between columns as well. So it's going to be 0. So get rid of that space and any bottom space. Now, product info is like the text description down the bottom. I'm going to add 20 pixels on that. And it just gives us a bit of a buffer space, white space around it, which looks a lot better and cleaner. Looks really good. Love that. All right. Now you can see the layout type. We can change the product text alignment to the center if you want to center it. I prefer it to be on the left. You can also change layout tab to manual, but I think just leave it on responsive is probably best. You can also change the display style. Like if you don't want the text, if you just want images, you can do that as well. You can display different elements as well. So if you want the divider there. So I'm just going to quickly test it out. I'm going to click preview. So we got our logo, we got the cart there. It's got quick view, and I can click on it and it's going to take me to the product. Obviously I haven't added any of that information, but that's fine. And yeah, looking cool. We'll go edit site. I'm gonna go back to my home page. And yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. I might need to adjust the height as well, because you can see it's like it's cutting off some of the heads of the ladies, of the models there. So I'm gonna go down to the image ratio. Now you can see it's 1:1. That's why they're getting cut off, the images, because it's in a square format. So what we can actually do is go 2:3 or 3:4. I think that will work best. So I'm gonna click on 2:3, and it should make it a bit longer, as you can see there. Boom. So it gives a bit of head space, headroom there for the models. And I'm pretty happy with it. and I think it's looking really good. So let's add our final section, which is going to be for our footer. Let's go back to our reference here. So I've got some text, got some simple like lines and stuff. I think that's super cool. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a element. And I'm just going to add, so I'm just going to click on my section and I'm going to click apply grid. I'm going to do a 3x1. I'm going to click apply. So we're going to use this as our base. Now what I'm going to do is add some text. So we've got like titles here. It can also be our paragraph. But one thing we're going to do is I'm actually going to go to my pages, and you can see you've got all these different pages, right? So I'm going to click plus, I'm going to click on menu, and we want to add a vertical menu. As you can see here, just a plain one. I'm going to drag and drop that in. So to move on, what we're going to do is click plus and click on grid. Now I'm going to add a 3x1 grid and click apply. Great. Now what I wanted to do is start to add a menu. I'm going to go to plus, top left corner, go down, and we want to add a vertical menu, very simple. So I'm going to click on that. I'm going to click on manage menu, and you can see we've only got one menu, but we can actually add pages. So I can click add pages. So if I click all pages, I think that will be pretty useful, save us some time. Just like that, so whatever pages you have. And, you know, I can move it. So I'm just gonna move that to the side there, and I'm gonna sort of align it to the look text there, which I think is really good. Now what I wanna do, I need to adjust it. So I'm gonna click the design section, and I'm gonna change the font. Let's go Proxima Nova for this section. I'm gonna make it around 26. I think that's fine. I'm just gonna scale the text box there. I'm gonna drag the section down a bit. I'm gonna delete the bottom footer there. Drag, oops. Yep, drag that down. Cool. So I'm happy with the text. I think that's good. And then what we can do is actually duplicate this. I need to duplicate or add a menu. So I'm going to add another menu. Usually you can add embed the socials. So we've got like a social bar here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add some text to the side here. I'm going to call it Instagram. Now this will be the same, Proxima Nova. Uh, 26. Alrighty. Just Control C, Control V. YouTube and Facebook. All right, so we'll keep that simple. And what we're gonna do is press plus. Now I'm just gonna add a simple line, and this is pretty good. So I'm just gonna scale it all the way so I'm matching the text there. So for this one, it's going to hit the grid just like that. As you can see, that's really nice. For the menu, I don't like how it's got like that hover selection. So let's see if we can adjust that. Turn the background off. The border style on none. I think that's fine for now. I'm just going to go ahead and drag and drop an image, scale it up like this, crop it a little bit. And now I think the spacing, I'm going to drop the spacing a little bit there. And then I'm gonna press plus to add a, not a, not a title, paragraph element down the bottom. And I'm just gonna copy and paste this text. So we've got at Classic Fit Fashion. I'm just gonna add a tiny bit more space. And then we got 2022 there. Make sure this is correct. I'm just going to remove from menu the home. Okay, there we go. And this image. Drag and drop that in. Click update. And then boom, we've got our nice image there. It works really well. I'm gonna click preview overall and we'll see our final result, final design. Boom, looking really cool. I don't know what happened there, but we can fix it. Alrighty, I'm gonna click preview and this is the final result. Looking pretty good. Didn't add any animation or anything, but overall, I think it looks pretty neat, pretty chill, pretty simple. So thanks so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to try EditX, click the link below, editorx.com. You can check it out. It's free to try out. You know, have a go, design some websites and see if you like it. Then you can upgrade for the plans if you want to, you know, build a store or need those extra functions and features. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you do want to see more videos like this, creating a website, I do have another website on creating an architecture website. So check that out in the end card, and I hope you enjoy it.